Luke, many congratulations, more history on the World Championship stage. Just put your emotions into words for us after that.
Yeah, it was probably the toughest game I've played, but as a player you've got to get over the line.
141 average in that final set, the highest in World Championship history. You must have felt untouchable up there.
Yeah, the last set I don't know where I pulled it from. Obviously a few 180s early on. Obviously went 1-0 up, which really shouldn't have, and then second set was my throw. Didn't do much about it, and then I just had to fight till the end.
And after what you achieved here in that fairy tale run on debut last year, how did it feel to be back at Ali Pali?
It was good to be back, leading up, train journey down. I couldn't wait, but then got on that stage, bottom's gone a bit, nervous, but I just had to find it somewhere, and I know I've got it, and that's what happened in the final set.
And you came here last year as one to watch, but now you enter as a tournament favourite. How difficult is that feeling to sort of contend with?
Yeah, I know. Obviously, I am the favourite, but I've just got to look on that first game. Plenty of players have said it. If you're a seed, non-seed, you've just win that first game.
And it's been a really big week for you personally as well, winning the Young Sports Personality of the Year award on Tuesday, finishing runner-up in the main event. Just how proud are you of what you've achieved over the last year?
Yeah, I've done everything I could have this year. Been really good, but to win Young Sports Personality of the Year, it's a massive achievement for myself. Thank you.
Luke, congratulations. Just describe how you felt coming off the stage there. I know you looked a little emotional, but that must have felt great overall.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, I drank my water, said to Abby, I'm okay. And then as soon as the question come, boom, tears. I'm like, what are you doing? But yeah, the fans were good then, but just a bit too much to try and speak on stage after that.
It's a long wait, isn't it? 6.5 days the tournament's been going. I just wonder, what have you been doing in the last 6.5 days? How much of it have you watched? I know you're a darts aficionado, you love watching the game. So how much of it have you soaked in, and how much have you just tried to forget about it completely?
Yeah, I've watched probably near enough every session. Obviously missed the session when Ryan played Fallon, because I was at the Young Sports Personality. But obviously I've seen the result, knew I was playing Ryan, but yeah, other than that, I was practice, watch the darts, and just see who I was playing.
And you know, when you reflect later on that last set that was just an astonishing 140 plus average, how will you think about that? Is that one of those sporting moments where it feels like an out-of-body experience in some ways? Because that was darts from the gods.
Yeah, it's probably going to be in the headlines already, but if someone asks me, that last set against Ryan, I'd be like, don't even mention it. I don't want to know anything about that last set. All I want to know about is that win.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're next.
Luke, congratulations. Fabulous end to the game. But coming here this year after everything you've achieved, is there a different kind of pressure on your shoulders, do you feel?
I didn't, obviously, like I said, leading up to it, I was fine. Train journey down, practice going well. Even practicing on the stage, it was going unbelievable. As soon as George said game on, bottom's gone again. I'm thinking to myself, what are you doing? Just relax. And then that last set, I found it.
We saw the 9-darter, obviously, you know the record, another record that you could potentially break, and you've missed it yet again. Is that becoming a frustration in a good way?
Yeah, it's definitely becoming frustration in a good way. Obviously, as soon as you make the switch to the treble 19, your eyes light up. I heard the camera pan round to the winner, so I'm sorry whoever you are. I'll try again.
And is it nice that you can go home for Christmas and just refocus now and just get all the emotions back in check, and then come back after Christmas and attack it once more?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Obviously, I said it last year, win that first game and you're coming back after Christmas. So I think it's going to be the most relaxed Christmas I'm going to have. Thank you.
Well done, Luke. You said it was the toughest game you faced. Is that purely because of the intensity of the occasion, the pressure? Is that the first time you've really felt that major pressure despite what you've been through this year?
It's, like I said, it's the worst game I've played. Might even be topped with the first game in the Premier League in Cardiff against the Countries, because that was a nervy one, but I've never felt anything like that tonight.
Luke, well done on the win. How different was the pressure tonight coming back to the World Championships than it was in all the other major events that you've played this year on the PDC?
Yeah, it was a weird feeling. Obviously, it's the biggest stage out there, the last tournament of the calendar year. But I just had to somehow get over the line, and I'm happy I've got over that line.
And there was a huge release of emotion after just winning the first set, which obviously went to that final leg. How crucial do you feel that first set was in the occasion?
Yeah, it was crucial against the throw, and then come back on stage with the darts, and then Ryan obviously broke back. But yeah, I shouldn't have won that first set, but I did, and then you have to switch on from there.
Luke, last year all you said is that you wanted to win one game. You just kept saying that line, that was the aim. This year now, is it winning the World Championship, or are you disappointed with anything else?
I'll never say I'm going to win the World Championships. I know near enough every player, they've got it in them to do it, but I'll never come here after a game especially like that and say I'm just going to beat everyone. You just got to focus on the next game.
A few weeks ago you told us that you might change the route on the 9 data and go for that 51 for 30. Is that going to be in the thinking next time round?
Didn't even think about the 51. Throughout the game, he cover shots were okay. Left 265 a few times and hit the treble 19. But yeah, I might have to take a moment to think about the treble 17.
I want a few good if you hit it that way. Well done, Luke.
Thank you.
Just on that 9, obviously Christian Kish, your first round opponent from last year, hit the famous 9 here and got all the accolades from Paddy Power and whatnot. Did you watch it, and did that make you even more hungry?
Yeah, I watched it. I was at my friend's house. Like I said, I've not missed a session apart from the evening when Ryan played Fallon, and I just looked at my mates. I was like, how's he done that? He was nowhere near last year. Just goes to show how well he's played this year. So fair enough to him. He's going to have a lovely vacation ahead.
As you touched on at the beginning, you've won almost everything from a personal perspective in the sport. Obviously, BBC Young Personality of the Year, the Google's most searched athlete, youngest Premier League champion. Was there one particular accolade from this year that really stood out to you and you thought, wow, I've made it?
It was, I'd like to say Bahrain, but that was kind of a first competition back. World champs weren't a fluke. And then, obviously, like I said, after I won the Premier League, for all the doubters, that was probably the biggest win. So winning the Premier League's been the biggest.
And I know you were disappointed with how you started the match, but you're the first seed in the tournament so far to hit a ton plus average. Obviously, that last set was out of this world. When you are at your best, are you the best player in the world?
You could probably say that, but once again, I'm just me. I'll never say I'm this, I'm that, I'm going to win all this. I just see where my darts land.
Thank you very much. Congrats.
Thank you.
Luke, you've shown a lot of discretion when it's come to how many events you're going to attend throughout the year and which ones you're going to miss to get a break. How important has it been to learn over the year of the tour which ones to miss and which ones to get through for your sanity, basically?
Yeah, it's all about, it's all down to myself and how I feel. Obviously, easy to speak to my manager and say I'm not feeling too good after the weekend at the Pro Tour, Euro Tour, so I want to miss the next. Then you've got to give yourself time and miss tournaments.
Yep. And what have you learned from your first year on the tour?
It's been really good. With a few Pro Tours, obviously the major ranking in the Grand Slam, Premier League, Bahrain, World Series in Poland, winning the World Series finals in Amsterdam. But it's been a good year. I couldn't ask for much more.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Luke, there is so much attention on you at the moment, even more in this week, the focus from the media and so on. Did you get used to it, or is it still something at some moment which is quite unreal?
Leading up to it, I've just been focusing on myself, practicing, sitting down, and like you said there, media-wise, I've not read a single letter because I know what it's going to be. I had it last year, so I won't be reading anything.
And any special preparations during the next, 7 days until the next game?
Nothing special. Obviously, Christmas is coming up. Go home. May even go home tonight. Just getting my head down tonight in a proper bed at home. But if not, it's early leaves tomorrow. But I'd like to go home today and just chill out.